Before I start this video, I just want to say something very quickly. This interview with GGvision, it gets personal, especially about his personal life and some Yu-Gi-Oh drama he had. So I just want to take a moment and I just want to thank GGvision for not only his time but for opening up. It's I don't think it's easy. Just sharing just personal stuff about your life. So he did it, and I just want to thank him. Guys, if you want to support him, I'm going to leave all his information down in the description, YouTube channel, Instagram, and all that good stuff. So make sure to go support him if you can. GGvision, thank you. And guys, enjoy. GGvision, first and foremost, man, I want to thank you for your time. This is going to be a little bit personal. So I want to thank you first and foremost for talking to us, spending your time with us. And let's start real quick, man. The most important topic for me and for most of the viewers, I'm pretty sure, you have a small channel and yet you're doing this full time. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Tell us, how in the world, man, are you doing this?
The single biggest thing is, at least I think, was COVID. Without COVID, none of this would have ever happened.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, the truth is, like, if we're going back to 2019, 2020, I was working for the post office, and which at the time was probably the best job I had, and that's saying something because it was still kind of rough. But long story short, I won't delve too much into it, but I got asked to come in on a shift at a different post office that wasn't mine, and I didn't know what time they wanted me to come in. I came in a half hour late, and apparently that's all it took for the manager that day, who was in a bad mood, to say, well, you're gone.
Wow.
So this was about 15 days before COVID started, before the lockdowns and everything. So we're like third week of March in. I throw in a request for unemployment, expecting to get nothing. I'm not expecting a damn thing. And like a week and a half later, I get it. And then a week and a half after that, Bernie's like, here's $600 a week for everyone on unemployment because we have nothing ready. And I'm like, really?
Wait, Bernie Sanders?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was his idea among a bunch of like politicians back when they had to do the unemployment. People were getting extra unemployment for
okay,
during lockdowns or whatever.
Yep.
So this was 2020. This is the old channel. I was still doing wrestling content back then for the most part, a little bit of gaming. And I think my first Yu-Gi-Oh opening wasn't until May 2020. And the first thing I ever bought was a Invasion of Chaos display box for like $600. And I ended up selling it for like, yeah, it was like, and this is when stuff was actually increasing. For $600, that's cracked.
Yeah.
And I ended up selling it for like $1,000 about a week later on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm like, this is kind of nice. I kind of like this. So I started doing a couple Yu-Gi-Oh openings on the channel, and some people liked them, some people didn't. But long story, I know that kind of was an exasperated explanation, but the reason I brought up COVID and all that is I didn't spend any of that money. I'm very, very bad at spending money on myself if it's not like something towards something I want directly. And so I've always been very minimalist. So I ended up saving up close to $20K before all the unemployment was over with. And this was back when I was opening up a little bit here and there. But it's a combination of having that saved up, and you got to grind. You really have to grind. Honestly, if this channel wasn't bound to something where I could make money through selling through Facebook, Instagram, just Discord, whatever the hell, I wouldn't be here. No chance. No chance in hell. I would not be here because 1,800. I'll just keep it real with you. I make like $70 a month on ad revenue right now.
Yeah.
That's ain't nothing. Yeah, so it takes a while for even that to build up. Even if I like 10 times my subscribers right now, I'd be like, what, 18, 19,000? I wouldn't be making substantially more from it.
Yeah.
You really got to hit mid 5 to 6 digits and consistently to make it off.
Yes.
And but if people really want to know, I'm OCD as shit. This is kind of what I treat Yu-Gi-Oh like a video game. I treat it like Diablo 2. I treat it like an MMORPG. I go out farming, and I find card shops where people don't understand what they have, I find people on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I probably spend a good 15 hours a week on Facebook Marketplace.
15 hours a week.
Yeah,
Okay.
just hunting down people. And I don't want to like give away my secrets, but I find Pokemon sellers. I don't look at Yu-Gi-Oh sellers. I find people who have Pokemon sellers, and I'll be like, "Hey, you got a Yu-Gi-Oh?" Most of the time they do. Most of the time they don't understand how much it's worth. Most of the time they don't give a shit and they just want to sell it fast.
That makes sense.
And
actually.
that is, I've consistently just done that strategy for like 4 years now, and like 9 times out of 10 it pays off. And it's just, you got to be meticulous. You got to be willing to take a risk here and there. This lifestyle is not for everyone. Like, I will say this, it's risky. It is. I've had family members look at me and call me like crazy or silly or just like, I don't know how you do it. I've heard that line before, because multiple times I've had my bank account go from 5 digits to 3. It just off the off chance that I'm just going to sell it all back, and it just keeps working. It just keeps working. Like, not many people are willing to do that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest drop off I ever had was last year. I $17,200 on 2 lots. It was that huge lot with all those GX packs and everything.
Yep.
Same guy I'm buying from now with the Gladiator assault packs. And yeah, I bought 10,000 from him with a retro pack box, and then like 7,200 from another person.
Damn.
And my bank account went from about 17,500 to about 286. I had all my
But
bills
you had
paid.
right. Yeah.
I had everything else paid. Like, I'm not stupid, but maybe a little stupid. But it's just fun. Like, the thing is with Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I could probably do this. I could make more money if I did Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, but there's just something about Yu-Gi-Oh, man. There's something about the game, all the intricacies, like the weird lore, all the weird cryptic things that you learn about why things were printed in this way and not this way, and why it weighs this much. And like, I like learning all the little stuff you can that makes you just kind of like a video game, just all the little intricacies that be like, all right, I know where to find this item, I know where to farm it, I know where to find it cheap, and I know who to sell it to. And that's really what it comes down to. Is I made my money by finding just consistent people that either didn't know better or didn't give a shit, and they sold it to me. And I'll give you my single best grab of my entire life. May 2022, I found a guy that had 10 original LOB blisters, and this is the height of COVID. And they weren't first edition, because I don't think first edition blisters existed. I think they're only on Limb.
Right.
So these are the original Konami logo. So I was like, I'll buy all 10 plus a couple other things that he has. Like, how much were you looking for? And he's like, all right, I'll get back to you. About an hour later, he's like, I'll take about 250. I'm like, you mean 250 a blister, right? He's like, no, 250 for the whole thing. Because he looked up Legend of Blue Eyes reprint packs that were selling for about 35, 40. And he sold them to me for like 35 a pack.
Did you sell them?
I flipped them the next day. Well, as soon as I got them, like the day after I got them, for 2,800.
Wow.
I spent $240 and I made 2,800. I bought a lot of chicken tenders that day.
Chicken tenders, okay.
Can you explain the noise that you just made?
Man. All right, so is this basically what you've been doing for the past 3 or 4 years? Like, just buying stuff and selling for
just
for
slowly,
profit, most likely? Because
just slowly. Like, truth is, like, when I do the box breaks and sell to people on the channel, like, I have about 25 regulars, 20 to 25, and I'm very direct, and I tell them straight up what I got these packs for. I'll be like, I got these Lost Millennium packs for $40. I'll sell them to you for 50.
Yep.
Like, I tell them exactly what I got, and I'll be like, I'll pass on the good deals, but I gotta pay the rent. And with box breaks and stuff like that, I do the same thing. It really just depends on what the deal I get for the box break, and the money I really make is off, like, the deal I just told you, is the things that people don't see, is when I get booster boxes at a good rate, or I buy them in a big lot, and usually you can work them down to about a quarter. I usually go for around 25% off if I buy a big lot of stuff. and that's the money I really make. So if you see a bunch of videos where we're like, how the fuck is this guy
Yes.
opening up this many
Yes. That
packs?
was my next question.
Is assume that I've found a box and sold it for a massive profit. Is when you see it. The reason you see those kind of videos like once a month, once every 2 months, and not all the time is because I'm just not always getting that lucky. It really comes down to luck. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're really good. Sometimes your car breaks down and you can't even go out and get the packs you want to get. So, like, you look at your bank account and I've done well because if I'm being honest, I'm very minimalist. Like I said earlier, I spend maybe my monthly expenses are about 1,000 a month. Only about 1,000.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. That's with car insurance, electric, gas, water. I guess closer to 1,100 if you count food and everything. But I mean, I eat the same shit every week. Yeah, it's really just a combination of slowly grinding it like a video game. I never really had money. I never really most of the stuff that you see me opening on the channel, like if you see me open all these older packs, those are usually for other people. Like I'd say about 60% of the packs that I'm opening on the channel are not for me. If you notice that, like remember the Horus pull last year with Yada? Oh my god, dude!
Those one of those things that you wish they were yours, huh? That's insane, man.
It could have been so easy for me to not tell him about him. I was so close to opening them all myself, and I'm just like, you know what, Yada? I know you like this set. You want a couple, and of course.
So,
but that's the name of the game.
Your subscribers, they reach out to you and tell, hey, you know what? Open those for me, or you tell them and they agree, or how did you come up with so many videos to open for them?
I mean, usually, I try to balance it out with like, how do I word this? The money I make from the because you know yourself that you can profit a lot more if you just buy newer sets over and over again as opposed to older.
Yep.
Like breaking even on newer sets actually isn't that hard. Hey, buddy. And making money off newer sets sometimes isn't even that bad, especially with like quarter century rares. Like you can just buy retail boxes and literally it's just I'm going to Walmart to make money. That's what you tell yourself. I'm gonna go make some money at Walmart and or Target or whatever. But with older sets, I kind of have to balance it out where it's either I sell them to other people and I'll open a couple myself to, make up for the loss of profit I did for buying those older packs myself, or I just do a box break and I'll be like, I'm selling this box for $300. If you make it content, I'll knock off 40 or 50, something like that.
Okay. I see. That makes sense because you do upload 5 times a week at least.
Yeah,
something
every
like
weekday.
That. So I'm like, how the heck, man? Like, how?
It's become addicting.
But yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, like, not all videos are for your subscribers, but some are for yourself, right? You said some.
Yeah, especially like most of the newer sets are for me. That's kind of how I make back the difference. And like I said, most of the money I make is just from deals that you don't see.
Facebook Marketplace, 15 hours a week you spend like just getting deals. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
Your full time, you're expected to do something like this. If somebody wants you to do what you're doing, you have to do that. Right? I mean, obviously.
I think you gotta.
So okay, so basically, you're low maintenance. You don't spend money on other things for yourself as much.
I've been wearing the same. I wear the same clothes.
And, I mean, you don't go out as much. I'm guessing.
Not really.
Okay, good.
No, like most of my weeks are like. My life kind of goes in a cycle for about the last year. It's usually about like a week of driving and driving out to people for sales or going to card shops to pick up stuff. Hitting up Walmart, Targets, see if you find anything lucky. If I see a Bonanza, I'm buying Bonanza.
Let me ask you this real quick though, because I do have this in my mind. What do you do for health insurance specifically? Do you have?
Yeah, I've just gotten it through the state every time.
Is that cheap or is it free?
It's just been free as far as I'm aware. It wasn't like this is the first year that I'll be a DBA that I'll be like doing business as.
Oh, okay.
This is the first. Yeah, this is the first year I'm like technically my own business. It started last May, so tax returns are gonna be fun, and then I'll probably I honestly don't know how much I pulled last year. I want to say 40 to 50-ish
Really? That
overall.
much?
Yeah, not bad.
So okay, so
Not
for
too bad.
insurance, is it you need to qualify to get it for free?
Yeah, so
Is it like
that
the
might
the
change.
the Obamacare or is it different?
Yeah, just through Medicare. Like
Oh,
I just been getting
Medicare.
Medicaid
Okay.
through. I just been Medicaid or whatever. I just been getting it through the market ever since. But like I said, this is the first year. That'll probably change next year if I might because I'll probably be over a different income threshold
So
as
worst
compared to
case, you
before.
you would get yourself a health insurance and just pay out of pocket. Worst
Probably,
case.
but I'm fairly lucky health wise. I almost never get sick, and I only take one prescription, and that's just Adderall because ADHD is fun.
You have Adderall.
Yeah,
You take that?
I've been taking it for like 12 years, 13 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, since April 28th, 2012. So, yeah, 13
So
years.
you were in high school when you got diagnosed, or
No, I was what? I'm 36 now. I'm gonna be
oh, 36?
37 in
Dang, you
about
old.
a week. I know. You're older than me,
Yeah,
bitch.
3 years older than you actually.
Are you 40?
I'm 40. I should turn
Have you
40
hit
last
the?
month.
Oh, the
Big
big
40, man.
4-0.
Sucks.
Do you feel your bones
I
creaking
well, I felt my
every day?
bones creaking for the past couple of years, so not much different. You got
Adderall.
diagnosed when you were like in your early 20s, and oh no,
Yeah, I was
something like that.
22.
How did you
But
how did
like
you how did you find out?
I knew for the longest time. Like my mom like when I was like 14, my mom had it was like we called it the big book of diseases. And I remember me and my friends were sitting at the dinner table and she was just going through the list of symptoms for ADHD and OCD. And we just kept
Ah,
laughing because each one was like, that's Nick, check mark. That's Nick, check mark.
mm. So you had it
But
since you
yeah,
were like 14 then.
yeah. I've
Wow.
had it since
So
like 9.
did you struggle during all those years without medication then? Like was it rough or
School was like I didn't graduate till I was 20.
from high school?
Yeah.
Or did you get your GED or
No, I graduated, but
wow.
like stuck around. My high school or like it was 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 11th, 12th because like there was like I had depression for quite a bit
Mm,
in high school and up
mm.
until like early 20s. Just I was angry.
How did
I
you
was an
how did
angry
you get rid
kid.
of depression and that?
Depression isn't something you have. I've kind of learned some like I used to fall back on the whole chemical imbalance line a lot as a kid. I mean, as a teenager and even early adult. And I would say I was battling depression up until about age 30, 31.
Wow.
I pretty much spent my entire 20s feeling like there was no hope.
Mm.
That's what it was. Yeah, like I pretty much just worked to live, smoked weed and ate food, hung out with friends and played video games. That was like for almost a decade. And then around 29, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 2017. Around 29 is when I started doing the channel. I always loved entertaining. And I always loved, like, me and my friends used to make videotapes just trying to put, like, shows together to make funny compilations and stuff. And this is, like, basically, like, pre-YouTube poop days back before the internet.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to record on a old recorder, just hitting the pause button to make us sound, like, stupid on the silly voices and stuff. And I think I got a lot of that affinity from my grandfather because he was actually a really famous radio DJ and he did work. He did concerts and stuff with people like Elton John and stuff.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and unfortunately, he died pretty early at like
Mm.
54 because of lung cancer because he smoked more cigarettes than I could possibly have known existed,
Wow.
pretty much daily. And so I think I always kind of had an affinity for entertainment. That and I've always loved wrestling.
Mm.
I think watching wrestling helps people with YouTube. Pageantry, just like timing, being able to play to a crowd, facial expressions, not being afraid to look stupid. I think that's so important. Don't be afraid to look stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
On YouTube, be an idiot every now and then. Like I say stupid crap all the time, and I think that's why I have consistent views.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a lot, but the people who are around stick around Because in my head, that's literally how I live my life. I understand I'm a TV channel. At the end of the day, we're just a TV channel. Tune in if you want to. It's all good. If you don't, I know there's others. Don't worry, I'm probably watching them too.
Do you think wrestling's fake?
I mean, it's scripted as shit, but you can't.
I'm just being sarcastic because there's some hardcore fans that they get
Oh
angry.
no,
They get mad when you say
damn
it's
it.
fake.
It's real to me.
They
Tear
get
down my face.
They get legit mad when you say that. I heard anyways. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I can see it being.
Oh
true.
no, like I've wrestled enough in my life to know that you can't fake gravity. It hurts.
Nobody can do it, but you have to live the life that you living right now. Pretty much,
It's risky. You have to love it, and it has to be something like. Don't get me wrong. I've done this. Like, as I said earlier, I suck at YouTube. I do. I love entertaining. I love making people laugh. I love that's kind of how I show how I care about people. Is I don't really like talking about myself that much. I've always been I want to just do it.
mm-hmm.
I just want to do it, not talk about it. Been that way with games, been that way with like pretty much anything I've loved in my life. And I think that's a problem on YouTube. People want to connect. And that's the one thing I've always been bad at. Like, I'll try to connect with people through making them laugh and just giving them something to kind of make them forget 15 minutes of their day. But if you really want to succeed in this, besides maybe being like Asmongold and just having an opinion on literally everything, you got to connect with the audience. You got to be personable. And that's something I'm trying to do more. Honestly, I've thought about making a video literally called I've been on YouTube for 8 years and I suck at it. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just to see what would happen, just to talk about my story a little bit. Because that's kind of the one thing I've never done. I'd never talk about myself or the journey, I guess. Because there are dark days, man. And I know you know just as well as I do. And you're sitting here like at pretty much 6 to 7 times my subscribers, and I had more than you when you started. I was at like
I mean,
like 3,000 when you were at like 340.
Yeah,
and then you had a couple videos just go woo to the moon.
A lot of things, man. I don't want to put percentage, but a lot has to do with luck, obviously. Like we talk about it, and I can't explain it, man. You keep mentioning that you suck at YouTube. I disagree. I think you're good. Can we improve? Definitely, right? We all can improve. So if your mentality, if you keep saying that I suck or that you suck, what are your plans on improving or sucking less? I guess I should say. I disagree. I don't think you suck because we talk about this before we start recording on your views versus your subscriber count, and you have like a 40%. Give or take of views, which is amazing in my opinion. So you're doing something good at least, right?
Yeah. I guess when I say I suck at YouTube, it's like a little bit of satire. But
okay, so
my biggest weakness is theory of mind. Do you know what that is?
Theory?
Theory of mind.
Okay, no. Explain.
Being able to guess what people are thinking, being able to know what they want, being able to put yourself in the shoes of another person and what they want.
Okay.
That is something I've struggled at more than anything in my life. I've always been like, I think I remember when I've met you in person and I mentioned when I had ADHD and you were kind of like, what was it like? And I'm like, there's no such thing as quiet. It's just always noise in the back of my head, always music, always something. And I think like that part of my brain has always given me a wedgie from being able to like have a conversation with people and be, like, as we're talking right now, I have zero clue what's in your brain. Zero clue whatsoever. And I think you need that because you need to be able to, as much as I hate to say it, dumb yourself down a little bit and assume what the dumbest people, how they search, what they're looking for, what they're entertained by. And when I say I suck at YouTube, that's what I mean I suck at. I have no clue what people want because all I know is how to do the things I love and try to make them laugh and hope they stick around. Because the truth is, I've been around for 7.5 years. I should be bigger. I should be. Let's be real. I should be like around your level at least.
So
I
what
should.
what is it that you haven't grown that fast? If you had to guess.
Part of it's stubbornness. Part of it's probably. I always thought part of it was because I swore a lot and I don't filter myself. And I notice other channels that do grow faster. And think about it, I'm about the only YugiTuber that swears excessively. Excessively. Like you'll slip in a damn or a piss or a hell every now and then. Cardbreaker will. I've heard Ruxin swear like 3 times. He said pissed and damn 3 times in 6 years. So
Well, there's a lot of YouTubers, not YouTubers, the YouTubers that
no, I
swear
know.
and they're huge.
I swear up and down. So I wonder if that has something to do with like building
Maybe
up.
okay,
That's
maybe
that's one thing.
okay.
That's one thing. Two is I definitely improved on the thumbnails and everything because I gained over 1,000 last year because of that. That definitely helped. If you noticed last week, I don't know if you watched any of the openings I put out, but I tried doing a new editing style where I was just like, everyone's addicted to having flashing images all over the place. So I was like,
Yes,
you know what?
yes.
So
Which
let me just throw in a bunch of references and see how that worked.
which video
Didn't
is
really
this?
do didn't really do anything. Pretty much all I did it on all five, and it took me
Okay.
like 2 hours. It took me like 2 hours to edit each one. But I think part of it's just because Yu-Gi-Oh's niche,
Yes.
and I'm trying to. I think this news channel started out as comedy and parody, and then I started doing openings again more so. So I'm trying to smash together two communities, even if they're all Yu-Gi-Oh. The same people who want to watch the old school video or episodes, or maybe make fun of them, or rewatch them, or relive them in some way, are not the same people who want to see openings of new product. But I always wanted to be YugiTuber, a YouTuber. Like at least I was doing something different for the rest of everyone else because I really do love doing the card games episodes, and I think I'm good. I'd like to say that it's like at least a 7 out of 10. Like
They are funny. They are funny.
I like to I'll go back and watch some episodes and completely forget what I wrote and make myself crack up like crazy. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be a good sign that I'm on at least some sort of right path. So I like to think that I I know I have skills. And I remember when we were gonna do the opening videos when I was with you, and I kind of just turned on, and I'm just like, "Welcome, all my fellow feature outlaws. I'm the NAKG, like just out of nowhere. Like I can switch it on in an instant, and I don't
Yeah.
mind and I love doing all that, but I wonder if just it's too much of the same thing, and I have other ideas that I want to try, but I don't know if I want to keep trying to make new YouTube channels to make the algorithm all on one thing on that channel or smash it all into this channel and be like the big Yu-Gi-Oh channel. So it's just, trust me, there's been days where I'm just like, do I suck at this? Am I not that entertaining? Am I just not good at this? Am I just like, do my thumbnails suck? My tags suck? The blah, blah, blah suck? And I think the most popular video on my channel is ironically still a card games episode. There's like this 1 week in August 2022 where like I got like 1,500, 2,000, 2,000, 2,600, and then it just dropped. And I'm like,
Wow.
come back. And this is when I had like 300 subscribers. I went from like 3 to 400 in a week.
Let's switch
It's
up real
hard.
quick, man. Kind of the same, but a little bit different. Speaking of YouTube channels and the growth and all that stuff,
Yeah.
you mentioned you had a first YouTube channel, which
Yeah.
you just you didn't deleted it, but you just let it go to restart your new GGvision. Uh, Tell me the rise and the downfall of that first channel, real quick.
The first channel, that was when I started everything. That was in 2017. And I did like 30 different things. I did skits with my friend. I did Smash Bros. I did Dragon Ball. I did Puyo Puyo, which is kind of like it's kind of like a Tetris game.
Oh, okay.
I did like I even did poetry. I even did like kind of like a TV show where I put highlights together of everything, and none of them really took off because I didn't understand the fact that if you just have a bunch of different things, people are going to come to that channel for different reasons and watch for different reasons. So certain things got good views, certain things didn't. That lasted up until about 2019. That's when I started In-Ring Rundown. And that's when I really started putting effort into everything. And all those videos are still up. I think I did 54 episodes in total. And I had a lot of fun doing that. And that was inspired by Little Karibo's The Mark for Bark. Do you remember Little Karibo? He's the one that made Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Way back in the day, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge from like 2007 onwards. I guarantee you've seen an episode here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had a wrestling show as well where he did basically what I'm doing in front of a screen. And I kind of wanted to continue it because I loved it so much. And by that point, YouTube's algorithm had changed enough to where I had changed so much that it was so hard to get a base that would actually like stick around consistently. And I would put in like 20 to 25 hours of editing into one episode.
Jeez.
And I'd get about 100 views. About 100 views. And this continued on for a little over 2 years. And I tell you, man, the longest I've ever put into a video, I put 94 hours into a WrestleMania. 94 hours of editing.
How long was the video?
Scripting, about a half hour.
Oh, scripting and all. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Scripting, takes, editing, clipping, everything. It got 87 views.
Dang.
I put more hours in than views than it got. And that's right around when COVID struck. And that's when I started switching into YouTube stuff, or Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. But that wasn't working either, because what I didn't mention is in late 2019, early 2020, I had a couple of people suggest that I get Google Ads because they did it. So I went full force into it. I slapped down like I think 140, 150 for the second highest tier. And for about 3 weeks, my subscribers, because I was naturally up to about 1,800, 19, I was just under 2K. I shot up to about 6,000 in about a week and a half.
Wait, hold on. You paid 140, 150 a week or a month?
Just once.
Oh, once. One payment.
Just once. Once.
Okay.
But the promotion back then lasted like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or something like that.
So you gained 4,000 subscribers with
almost a little over 4,000 subscribers. I think the highest I was ever at was like 6,280 or something like that. But I noticed all those views were quite empty because they only applied to like the one video that your Google Ads promoted, and then maybe like 2% of them came back. Yeah. Maybe 2%. And after that, the channel was dead. It was fucked. It actually, like, when I say dead, I mean from 2020, my views never increased all the way up until the end of 2021. Not once. No matter who I collabed with Ruxin, and I did like 3 or 4 with him. And no matter what I did, it just kept slowly trickling back down. And it did not matter what I did because YouTube already thought the channel was dead. Because there had been so many, there was nothing for it to pull from. No algorithm, no content, no tags. And I almost quit. I almost completely quit. I was just like, you know what? Maybe I should just sell cards and then try to do something else. But I kept up, and I just started Card Games vs. Humanity like a few weeks, I think November, it was November or December 2021. Yeah. And it was right before I started this channel, because the first videos on this channel, on my new one, are the first episodes that I already had up. And man, when you see your subscriber count go from, I think it was at like 5,400 back down to about 180, you're like, wow, I didn't even have 200 people that gave a shit. Not even 200 people. And then slowly, I'm back up to where I am now.
Right.
And no, don't get me wrong. There's days where I'm just like, What am I doing? This is stupid. If I didn't have the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I would not be here and I'd be dead broke
Mm.
because like I said, I've never done anything like this. This is the first interview I've had with I can't that's not 100% true. I did do one with God, what was his name? Foul Original. He was a content creator for wrestling as well. This would have been like 2019.
Mm.
But yeah, like I think you really have to connect with the people you're with. And when you do something specific like this, if you can't make money in some other way, it's just not going to happen. And the first channel like was proof of that. So I had to restart and I just sucked it up and slowly when you start to get that natural like the natural growth feels good again. It did. It started to feel good again. I'm like, "Oh my god. Gained subscribers, they exist. I've never seen this in like 10 months." And I'm just like, I can't believe I should have done it sooner. I should have done it like 2 years sooner. Like I'd probably be up to like 4 or 5K right now if I did. But, better late than never.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Lessons
it's
learned.
easy for you. I mean, it's easy for us to say that, but you put so
There's
much
no way to
work.
know.
You put so much work that it's just so hard to let go.
Yeah.
I completely understand, man. So take me to that moment, man. To what your thought process, your feelings when you're like, you know what? Let me let go of this channel and restart from square one. And then also on that same point, how long did it took you with your new channel to be content, just to don't even think about your old channel?
The feeling was like a week of the last 2 weeks of 2021. I was pretty depressed because I was looking back through my channel list. I was just like 90 views, 110 views, 80 views, 60 views. Oh, 210 views. And I'm just like, this ain't gonna go anywhere. This hasn't changed. And if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, what am I gonna do? It's just my fault. And the truth is, part of my lack of success is my fault because there's some things that I just do over and over again, thinking that that's the way to do it. And if it's not working, then I should change it up. And I know that. I know that. But that's why I try getting consistent over everything because at least with a niche program like this, as a niche product, I guess I should say like Yu-Gi-Oh, people who love it are gonna stick around. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like 2 weeks of like, am I gonna have to get another job? Am I gonna have to get a like? Is this over? Is my entertainment if like because I think it has to come from a purpose. All of this, everything you do as a content creator, you just kind of have to love it. It has to be something you do even if no one was around. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see if we can just make it with a comedy. And that's why if you notice with the first year, I did almost nothing but card games. Around April, I started getting content again because I had a consistent schedule with like how I was making episodes. I was getting good feedback and I was getting at least like a couple subscribers per video. And it took a while. Like that 2022, I was broke as fuck. That was the poorest I was. Like I had to scrape by. I bought almost nothing that year. And you can see it in the lack of openings, honestly. You can see it in the lack of content, or you can see how I'm like, I have like tiny 5 minute videos on the weekends where I'm opening like a few packs and that's it. But slowly, I built back up. And by the end of that year, I felt pretty good. And then last year, I gained just over 1,000 subs. And that was definitely because you were right. Like the thumbnails and everything were very important. And I am not a stranger, or I'm not like afraid of failure at all. I'll fail 1,000 times to get to what I want, and I'm still gonna keep doing that. And eventually, I will find a niche that I can enjoy again. Like this isn't gonna be it. I'm gonna have other channels again. I'll find something stupid to try, and eventually something's gonna click. but it needs to be entertaining. And my purpose in life is, if I've ever had a purpose in life, it always comes back to two things. One, I want to figure out shit no one knows. Even just one little thing about the universe, whatever the hell all this is. I want to figure out one thing that no one knows that, be like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, huh? That actually does that. And two, I want to make the world funnier. Laughter is the one way I know how to show my love to people and give them a sense of like what's inside my head. And, as after school special, corny as it sounds, share like the joy and express, just connect over the things we love. Life is too short. Laughter is the one thing I know that when you're doing it, kind of nothing else matters besides like maybe like really good sex. But, when it comes to laughter, that's the thing I love sharing with everyone and giving as much as possible. So if I like get a comment where people are like, "Hey man, watching your videos helped me through the day," I gotta imagine even for you too, those are the ones that hit the hardest.
Yes.
It's also lonely. Is it a little bit lonely for you too? Because you're the one maybe this is a me thing, but from this side, it is lonely. You can see all those comments, you can see all those people, but you're the one kind of just staring at a screen as the numbers rise and rise. And if you don't like, to me, I've always been a very out of sight, out of mind person. So if the people aren't in front of me, it feels like they're kind of not there. And I guess that's probably why it's a little bit difficult to connect. But that's just for me. Like I've always been that way. Like I'll always prefer to hang out in person if we can. That's why I've been like, Creed, Cardbreaker, Heart of the Pack, come to my place and chill for a weekend. I mean, that would be amazing if we could actually do that. But, all of you are responsible adults with lives and children.
Unfortunately.
And wives. Actually, going back to how I'm actually making this work, that's another big reason that I can't believe I didn't mention earlier. No wife, no kids. That's probably the single biggest reason. That is easily the single biggest reason. No wife, no kids.
One of the things I notice when it comes to you, making this your full-time job, a part of it's making your own mystery packs, right? Or your own.
Oh yeah.
The mystery packs. You call them
Patreon power packs.
Patreon power packs. Yeah. Patrons. I want to talk based on this because I do them myself, and not every time, but most of the times I make my mystery packs, 97% of people are very happy, and there's always those people that are complaining or just not happy, and I'm like, that's part of the game. So there's a lot of risk making mystery packs, and I know like Cardbreaker started making his own, and I'm sure he's
done really well.
Well, I'm not really sure. I'm just assuming he's got some other people like, yeah, man, come on, man, what the heck happened?
Was the other one that did really well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna touch base on it because I can relate to this, right? But I want to touch base on your. Well, first of all, before we go into your mystery pack drama you had a few months ago, I want to talk about the latest one with the Dragon Master Magia. How did that go, like, overall?
Honestly, like, the way I've been doing it is ever since about 5, like, I'm up to 11 sets now, and I'm actually working on the next set here. Should be up by the end of the month. I have a pretty good name. I mean, I might as well reveal it.
Give us a little bit of what's like the one of the chase cards.
There is a first edition Invasion of Chaos, a first edition Chaos Emperor Dragon in there.
That's a good one.
That's one of them.
All right, don't say more. All right, so so how did it go?
What I've been doing is, actually no, of getting the Magia. He smoked everyone in the last set. But he got like 4 Crowls. Like,
is that like your constant viewer?
Yeah, he's just like somebody who's been. You'll see his name on Kyle Schnitzler or something like that on his YouTube account.
Okay.
But he bought like 40 packs and he won the Magia. He won like in 2 or 3 tens.
So
and the way, like he bought almost half the pack. So he got the biggies.
So he spent $2,000 or so.
Yeah, about $2,000. But the way I did that set was more of a gamble. And the next set I'm going to be doing is another Every Pack is Magic set. The financial crisis one that we just had was a big chase because about $2,500 was in the tins and Magia, because Magia alone was like $850.
Right.
So the way I work it out is I don't make the set unless, because 100 packs, $50 a pack. If the set's not breaking 5,000, then I'm ripping you off. So I'm not going to do that. I don't even make the set until it's at least like 6,500.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really make money from the mystery packs. They're kind of just cards that wouldn't sell otherwise.
Okay.
If that's the way, because they're kind of just cards that get like saved over time through openings. And to me, I don't collect. I actually have zero collection. None. No. Not at all. I don't care about saving cards at all. That's the one major difference about me compared to most people doing this. I would say is like I don't really actually collect. I just love to play and I love to open.
Okay.
And honestly, I should probably start doing some playing content because that wouldn't be a bad idea. But tangent aside, I never make the set unless I have more than what it's worth. I always try to make sure that every pack is balanced to where, like, the last set, there's $2,500 in the grand prizes. So let's say there was 6,500 overall. It was like 6,400-ish. It was close. I made sure every pack had at least $35 worth in it. Like, even if it was just a regular pack, so it was evenly distributed out through the packs. So every pack had at least 35, but if you win one of the grand prizes, obviously you're winning like a $250 tin, a $500 tin, an $800 tin. So the difference is made up, the difference between the gamble, like what you lose, because like, how do I work that $2,500 in those few big prizes? I always try to make up for that in the other packs by trying to even out the packs. So every pack you get at least has 30 to 35, and then you're going to have other packs that will give you, like, you will make money. Like the Ring of Destruction in one, or like the Ghost Honest in another, or, you know, stuff like that. Like packs that you'll instantly make money. You're never going to make there's no dud packs basically in sets like that. Now, what you alluded to is the drama from the old set is Outlaw's Divorce.
Outlaw's Divorce. That's what the main prize was, PSA 9 Blue Eyes first edition, right?
Yeah,
which was like
that's
$7,000 that car alone, more or less.
It was calm down, I'll feed you later. It was like 6 to 7. But like if you take all the grand prizes that I had up, they were like 12,000.
Right. Yeah, I remember you had a bunch. So
I had just over $23,000 worth of cards in that set, and it was 400 packs.
Before we get into a drama, because I do have some really good questions. Me trying to be the devil's advocate, okay? Not trying to be biased with you or the viewers. I do have a good question, but before we do that, when you do your mystery packs, right? You create them, you seal them, all 500 or 400.
Yeah.
Did you mix them up and then just grab it at random, or what's your process when you like sell them or to ship them?
Yeah, I just seal them all up.
Okay.
And then I just shuffle them in a big tub.
The tub?
And then I just grab them Yeah, I have a big tub.
Okay.
Like a huge tub.
So if somebody orders 10, just go ahead and grab 10.
I just grab them randomly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, I can see people doubting that process. Makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I don't blame it. Again, I do the same thing. What I do is I have my kid,
because we're not companies.
Right. I have my kid do all that stuff while I'm working. You know, I have him seal him for me.
Oh really?
And then just put him here in the box, so he helps me. So I do.
Because for me, that's funny.
I give me just
put him to work.
I'm just a little bit though. So okay, so that's how you do it. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, do you mention this?
Because to me, I don't give a shit. I don't care who gets it.
Right. But do you mention this to your viewers how you do it or not?
Yeah, really? I mean, I did it on camera once.
Okay, so
remember when Gop? I'm pretty sure Gop during a live stream bought like 2 Patreon packs, and I just pulled him right out of the tub, and and he won one of the prizes for the Outlaw's Divorce.
Dang. Okay, so
yeah,
going back to that then, because the reason why I asked that is because I'm assuming people that didn't get anything, even though they paid $50 a pack, it's really expensive. Some people didn't get any. I did a live stream. I don't know if you saw the live stream where
I did. You opened K-Dragon's packs.
I think it was Nasty Nate bought like 10 or 15. I forgot. We did a
I
live
think
stream
so.
and we didn't pull anything. I mean, we pulled some like first edition comments, which I guess in theory they have some value, but none of like big stuff, big cards. And Nasty Nate or Nathaniel, he's a really cool dude. He didn't complain. He didn't say anything. But the way, I mean, I want to say
No,
he
I
wasn't
like it.
happy. He didn't mention anything. I just the way he just like, oh man, that sucks. But hey, you know what? It's part of the game. Either you lose or
That's
it's one big risk, big reward. So he was cool about it, I guess. But then after that, I got few Instagram DMs from people. Hey, do you trust this guy? Because I bought and I didn't get anything. And my response was, hey man, look, if you don't like him, just don't buy him. It's that simple. If you like the product, buy it. If you don't, just don't. He's not forcing
yeah.
you to. He's not like, hey, you buy or you buy it. So I didn't know what to tell him exactly. So I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know how he shuffles. Is it random? Is it obviously it has to be random. But the people know this.
Yeah, there
The
was
pull rates. One of the things
none
that
of
he
the
said.
prizes were actually in those packs, so all the packs would have been the
Right.
same size and
One of the
everything.
things people also complain that about your pull rate. Like I'm guessing you didn't say 1 out of 20 you get a good one or 1 out of 5. Did you
It
mention
was
anything
one out
like
of
that?
20.
Did you
Yeah.
mention that though?
Yeah, it was 1 out of 20.
Because
And
one
I
out of
did
20.
mention
Okay. People didn't know that. People assume that you buy some and you're gonna get paying that much. So that's one of the big things. I'm like, man, maybe you should see the video. If you're gonna purchase mystery packs that expensive, you have to see the
Yeah,
video from beginning to end. If you're gonna spend that much money, right?
people
So that's one of
don't.
the things I'm like, hey man, look, if you're gonna spend that much, you have to make your research. You just cannot see that he's giving away the Blue Eyes first edition and just buy a bunch thinking that's gonna happen like that. So that's one of the things I want to make. I guess I want them to hear your side of the story first, right?
No, I honestly I appreciate being able to, because that was the craziest gamble I ever did at all. Like, as I said before, I don't know too many people that have given away the stuff I've given. And I don't say this in any sort of like, oh, look at me being benevolent. No. Like, that was 400 packs, because there was over $20,000 worth. There was like $23,000 worth in that entire set. Because I just bought that in set for like 8K on the gamble, and then got lucky with some of the PSAs. So that's really what it ended up being. Now, I felt bad when I saw that, and the truth is, when I saw you were opening his and K Dragon's packs, I was like,
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna make for a good video. Probably
Yeah.
not. It's probably not gonna look so good because these rates are actually tough. But
Yes.
I'm like, that's what you have. That's the gamble you have to take when you literally could spend $50 and win 7,000. Win 6 to 7,000 with Blue Eyes, or like around 1,500 to 2,000 with Dark Magician and Exodia. So I felt bad, because to me, honor is the biggest thing. I don't really like. I want to be known as the guy that, all right, GGvision, I can trust him. I know he's not gonna fuck with my packs. I know if he makes a mistake, he'll make it up. And if I get like, that's why my motto has always been, I never buy packs that I wouldn't open myself, ever. Because I'll take the risk right there with you. But when it came to the Patreon packs, yeah, it was just, I had to split them out just to not go bankrupt and actually make it worth what I was giving away. And the truth is, if those people had hit the big prizes, they wouldn't be complaining.
Well, see, okay. So speaking of which, again, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate because I am kind of sticking with the buyer at this time, and let me explain. One of the prizes was a Summon's Call first edition, right?
Yeah,
But that
it was a first
apparently,
edition MRD.
right? Apparently, that was damage. Is that right? But like water damage or something like that.
I made that clear beforehand.
Also, okay. So they knew one of the prizes was damaged.
They knew.
My question is, why put a damaged car in there?
Because the front was actually pristine and the back was the only one that had a little bit of water damage in it.
So was
And
the
I
car
kinda-
overall
it was-
damaged? Like if
No.
you grade it.
I mean, I don't know, but it was meant to be like one of the lower end grand prize. It wasn't meant
Okay.
to be like,
So you
yeah,
assume
it was
people
one of
will
the
be
lower end
okay.
ones.
Okay. Yeah. See, I think that's one of the main things that people like. Uh, I don't blame him for being upset getting one of the prizes in his damage. When I first saw it, I'm like, ah, damn, man. First edition Summon's Card is my favorite card of all time. I'm jealous. Why is this guy complaining? And then that's when he sent me pictures. He was pissed, as you know, right? I'm like, oh
No,
man, you know what? I kind of understand now. And his damage. I mean,
no, I get that whole situation, and I hate that's how it turned out. If he's watching this and he knows who he is, I'm not against reconciling. And like I even said after the fact that I'd be willing to make it up to him.
mm,
But I was more hurt because this is someone that I've pulled a lot for before and I
okay,
never let them down before. And I understand that the luck of the draw didn't work on literally the biggest gamble that I ever had for people. I understand why he's pissed or was. And I felt bad about it, but I'm not. It's just because I'm like, if you had done that to Konami, who's going to listen to your complaints? And it's just
yeah,
different because it's someone that you know personally or that you know through, like I said, we're not a company, we're a person. And that's just kind of the gamble that came with it all. In my head, it's a balance between I didn't force you to buy these. I did not make you buy a single thing. You knew the rates. I explained everything. You know what you're getting yourself into. There's a level. I'm a bit of a like Red Foreman hard ass when it comes to that. Like you know what the fuck you're getting yourself into, dumbass. But there's also like I want to be the man that they can go back to and be like, all right, shit didn't happen, shit didn't work out. At least he did this for me. At least he made it up to me in this way. And that's what I would have been willing to do had things not dissolved so quickly. And to be fair, I could have responded nicer. But I was pretty pissed off myself because I will admit, when you call out my honor, which sounds like soon you insult my honor, but when you call my honor like that, that's the one thing I do care about in all this is I want you to know that I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm never I want to be the one that be like, that's the man that got me this card.
mm,
That's the man that got like I got it from him. Like, and that's the feeling I enjoy for people. And yeah, when they both pulled badly, the simple fact is it was just bad luck. It was just bad luck. Well, some other people pulled like crazy. I think Will Breaks pulled like 3 prize cards in like 30 or 40 packs, something nuts like that. And I think Yada pulled a couple. I know people are starting to, and I got a lot of comments of like,
yes,
oh, why are the same people winning over
yes,
and over
yes.
again? I literally just grabbed them all at random, man. And the reason the same people are winning over and over again is because they kept buying packs.
So they bought the most.
Yeah.
So the
It's
odds
just that
goes with them.
simple.
Okay. So I mean,
Yeah.
so at least you can understand their side of their point of
No,
view, I
I get
guess.
why they're mad,
Okay.
and I would rather they still be, regular buyers
Okay.
again. And I'm willing, like I said, if he's watching and he wants to contact me, he knows who he is, and
Yeah.
I'd more than be willing to, mend that bridge.
So you're not doing this kind of big risk again, right? With the mystery packs.
It's hard because the truth is, a lot of people don't really think about the odds that much, and they kind of just see the prize and they're like, gotta go for it. Not a lot. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, not everyone who buys stuff from you understands the math behind what they're buying.
Mm.
And that was the biggest gamble I've ever produced. Will I ever do it again? Maybe. But this time, I will admit I did fuck up on one thing, though. I should have added more, like, the filler cards I had in there should have been better.
Okay. So if you do it
They should
again,
have been better
you're planning to add more value to make
to the smaller
okay.
packs.
Okay.
Like, if that's one thing I could have done, I would have added more value to what was originally a dud pack. Because I have noticed something, and I think you probably have too. People care about the one big wonder hit or the one or two big wonder hits at the end of a pack. You could fill a pack up with a bunch of $3 to $5 cards, and people are gonna be like,
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah.
and they don't really care.
I
They
mean,
just want to see the big
yeah,
ones.
right. Yeah. At least you understand their point of view. Like I was hoping you think it was their fault completely, right?
No,
At
like
least that,
I
and then
understand.
trying to make, like you say, like if that person contacts you back, you at least gonna try to make it up to them somehow. That was like my biggest thing, and I was hoping you say for the next mystery packs like these, at least add more value. Which I'm happy you actually said that, because I do have to agree, man. A lot of dots, and for a buyer to
No,
spend like
it
500
was
bucks
rough.
or 250 to 500 bucks and getting only that was brutal. I'll be honest with you.
No, it was rough, and I did put a lot of like lesser $3 to $5 cards, but most people just didn't care. And like you either have to have like one good. I just didn't have enough like single big hits to be like, oh, here's a $20 card at least.
Yeah. So the main
But
prize. So Cardbreaker won the first edition Blue Eyes. Do you remember how
yeah,
many packs he bought? Do you remember?
20.
Oh wow,
Only
he bought
20.
20. Golly,
He only got 20,
only
and I
that's
think
a
he.
lot. I mean, to get the
Well,
price is nothing, right? Right.
to,
Yeah, to get the price.
yeah, it's just that was the only time I ever did 400.
Yeah. Well.
So the next that I make will be called. It's gonna be a parody of Anxious Sanctuary. I think I'm gonna call it Modern Purgatory.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess my suggestion to you, even though you know this already and more than I do
Yeah.
because you sell more, just first thing you know is tell them the pull rate. Hey, look, man, you're gonna get a good card 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10, or whatever the case may be, and make it at the beginning because people, man, we all got the TikTok brains.
I
We
guess
all do
so.
have, man.
I
It's
guess
so
I gotta put the
unfortunate.
rules in the beginning because I used to do that too. I used to put the rules at the beginning and then the prize
Well,
cards, and then everyone was
yeah,
like, just put the prize cards. So I
maybe,
just started
yeah,
with the
no,
prize cards.
suggest that. But yeah, man,
No, the
yeah, I
next
mean,
set will be cracked.
that was a crazy week. Even though I didn't have anything to do, I guess because I opened some of your packs on my channel, people
No, you were
start
just the messenger.
right. So I'm
No,
like,
I had
in
no
my
hard
in my
feelings at
mind,
all.
like, oh man, I'm wondering GGvision's dealing with this with all the buyers. Like, what is he going through? But you didn't get that many DMs, like people complaining for those
No,
specific ones.
like
Was it just this person with the damage summons call?
it just ended up being lopsided luck, really.
Okay.
Where like the same kind of people kept winning.
Yeah.
Although a few people that only bought a couple packs did get a prize card. I do remember.
Okay. Yeah, man, that was crazy, and I feel bad for both parties because I agree with the buyers spending so much and not getting anything, and then but I want to hear your story too. Why did GGvision decide to sell them like this? I make my mystery packs. I understand. I've never seen, nor I would never gonna see a main price of like $6,000 just one car alone. And now I'm sure like the top 7 were like very expensive. So I kind of get
The
both sides.
all 20 put together were a little over 12,000.
Oh yeah, there's 20.
So
That's
a
right. That's
little
right.
over half the value of the set
Yeah.
was in the grand prizes.
So
That's why. So that's like $12,000 of loss for people
right.
when they don't hit the one of the biggies. So that's why I'm probably never gonna go that big again unless my channel explodes and I can just end up buying crazy collections.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the more I can do for people, the better. And as long as I can put, food on the table and keep my rent going, life's too short. All of this is just what I would love to do and what I want to keep doing. And I want to keep doing the card games channel or the card game show.
Good.
If any of it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, then,
Yeah,
I made
man.
my mark.
All right, man. Let's finish this. Speaking of bigger YouTubers, or maybe not bigger, I don't know, but let us know, man, your top 5 favorite YugiTubers right now, starting from 5 to number 1.
5 to number 1.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I actually don't watch a lot of people who open packs. Most of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I watch is like information and entertainment.
Anything
But
you're doing with Yu-Gi-Oh.
number five is probably actually Commodore. I actually really
Commodore.
like
Yeah.
Commodore.
With the
He's
gloves.
a character, man. He's a character. I mean, I want to yell at him every time he wears the gloves, just because he's driving me nuts. But no, I love Commodore. He's a character. I watch his video game videos as well. Like, he's got the voice. He's not afraid to be silly. He's not afraid to just say random friggin' shit, and it just always cracks me up. And I kind of feel like I'm there with him. I feel he makes me feel like I'm there chilling with him.
Wow.
And he's very genuine. I really like Commodore, and
Yeah.
I know he's a tiny channel, but like I watch him all the time.
That's a good one. That's a
As
good
far
one.
as like keep going, number 4 is probably like a tie between you and Cardbreaker.
Mm.
You and Cardbreaker. I watch you both about equally.
Why?
Cardbreaker, I can connect. Why? Cardbreaker, I can connect with a little bit more because I think he plays more,
Yep.
and I think like he's very authentic. He's very genuine, and he just like you can tell that he loves what he's doing. And I noticed he's been doing more like discussion content as well, which is something I enjoy watching. And something I never really care about. Like I really do hate talking about stuff. I just want to do it.
Yeah.
And you're the same reason as you're just real. That I've already hung out with you in person.
Right.
I love watching your mystery videos, like when you open mystery boxes and stuff like that. Honestly, sometimes you open shit and I'm just like, he's got to be nuts. He's nuts. Did he really just buy that from eBay?
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you a mystery box.
Yeah.
Slow down. But then you end up pulling like crazy stuff, and I'm just like, well, I was wrong. I was wrong.
Okay. That's good to know, man.
Number
Making
th-
your top five. That's awesome.
Number 3, probably Strictly Sealed.
Okay. Yep.
Strictly Sealed, and it's mostly because I love learning all the little things about why things were printed in this way. I love learning about the sets. I love learning about all the discrepancies, all the errors, all the misprints, all the little things that come. That's why Gladiator's Assault is probably one of my favorite sets, is because it has so many misprints. That and Tactical Evolution, just so much tomfoolery between them. And he's very professional about it, more professional than I could ever be, most likely. So that would probably be number 3 because he doesn't just do openings. And
Right.
number two and 1 are kind of tied as well. MBT and SEMO. SEMO is probably number 1.
Mm.
Yeah, like SEMO easily. I guess I could probably put them together because they're my number 1. I watch them both for both the same reason. They're entertaining. I love watching duels, and just they're not afraid to swear constantly and say some crazy shit. Like they're about the only other YouTubers I know that swear as much, if not more, than me, and that's an award. Um, and the last one probably the dual logs. The dual logs. He mostly does like top tens and stuff.
Huh. Dual logs.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, he's big. He's like 340, 400K, I think.
Wow. I never heard of him. That's crazy.
And you'll learn a lot. He like just discusses different top tens of different card types and everything, and just like it's easy listening. I've listened to like hours of it traveling along the road.
Yeah, man. Once again,
But
thank
it's a
you.
lot of
And
fun.
any last words we have for the peeps?
No, I just wanted to thank you for the interview and everyone watching. Check out my channel, GGvision. I'm sure we'll have some links down below.
All the links.
I got Instagram is. I actually somehow have more Instagram followers than you. I don't know how that worked out, but I'm winning one race.
Yeah, I'm not active on Insta. I hate Instagram, man. I hate
If
it.
anyone
Passion.
watching, I literally it's just messaging for me. I
Okay,
don't like
yeah.
I don't. I'm so bad at it. I don't click my own stuff, let alone other people's. But I also got a Patreon as well if you want to support me. I got a lot of stuff right now, and I'm probably gonna start doing consistent mystery boxes this year. And I'm probably gonna start them cheaper. I was doing them at like 100 before, but we're gonna start them at like 25.
Oh,
Start them at $25 mystery boxes, 50, 100. So if you want to check that out, I got like 70 different sets right now, so I can make a fatty for you. And honestly, if you enjoy the time we had here, hope you enjoy your stay on my channel. And that's like I said before, but I'm a TV channel. Tune in if you want.
all the
Thanks.
links are gonna be down in the description, you guys. So yeah, thank you, man. And yeah, guys, I'll talk to you in the next one.